Mellow greetings, Merry Tubians. Welcome back to Story of Seasons of Wonderful Life, where I want to continue, not hit new game. Where we are in our third summer. In fact, we're just about to wrap it up. And head into our third. What's the season after summer? Autumn. Yes. Yes, it's autumn. Apologies if I'm a little bit floofy today. It's Monday, and we all know what that means. It means a long day at work, long day of dealing with reality, and I am ready just to sit back and do nothing more challenging than work out how to pat all my animals in a very short period of time. And son, and good luck. Hello, daughter. Daughter's looking cranky. Hey. How many digits can you add up in your head? I am a human calculator. Are you not feeling good? Yeah, we've done that one. So you are getting into academics. I'm alright with that, my child. I want you to grow up to be who you want to be. I'll make something nice for you later, Matt. I was reading a very interesting, a very interesting discussion on the Cozy Gaming Switch subreddit earlier. And I will own this one's probably a week or two old because I've only just discovered the existence of the Cozy Gaming Switch subreddit, which I really should have known about if I think about it, but yeah. There's a subreddit for everything, isn't there? And give you a snuggle. And what they were discussing is what makes a good cozy gaming content creator. So either a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or whatever it might be. And, oh, you're asleep. I'm not going to talk to you. Why can I never talk to my horse? It's okay. And it made me really start to think, and I play a lot of games on this channel that would be classified as cozy. I really enjoy farming sims. I've been a farming sim player since before the cozy gaming movement really began, which honestly, to me, really kicked off in 2020 with the Animal Crossing community all going nuts. Now, I'm not an Animal Crossing player. Nope, not brushing you, you're asleep. It's never nabbed me as a gaming type, and I did get caught in the hype for a while. I did think, yeah, maybe this is something I want to try, but in the end, I resisted because I realized that overall it wasn't going to be an experience that I would get any pleasure from. But in looking at it as the cozy gaming community has grown, there certainly seem to be a significant number of, let's say, similarities of aesthetic that get applied to cozy gamers, from my experience, from what I've seen and watched and heard. And a lot of it seems to be very beige. There's a lot of people with neutrals, maybe with a dash of pink, or a split second of green in their setup, but mostly it's browns and tans and what I consider coffee colours. Generally, there is a large coffee mug of some description being held while people are discussing games, and almost everybody seems to talk in this same. I describe it as the. Oh, I forgot. I shouldn't have let you guys out yet. I describe it as the softly, softly voice, where everything is just fine, and we speak slowly and gently, like we're not sure if we are whispering or if we are attempting to impress a courtier. And it's that sort of thing, and I'll grant the exception of Iona, who to me is the queen of cozy gamers. That's not me, and there is nothing brown or beige in my setup. I don't drink coffee. I am not a softly, softly person. I don't wear fuzzy sweaters and with the sleeves pulled up over my wrists and onto my hands. I So I don't think of myself as a cozy gamer, even though a lot of the games I play would be deemed as cozy by the community, because I'm playing Story of Seasons, I'm playing Harvest Moon, I'm playing Rune Factory. It's a bit of an oddity, and a lot of what came out within that particular thread was that what people really didn't seem to like about cozy gamers, there was no real consensus on what made a cozy gaming channel or streamer. But there was a very strong consensus on what shouldn't be happening in the cozy gaming or streaming universe. And it would seem that somewhere out there, not in the stuff that I've watched or seen, it's somewhere out there there is a school of cozy gamers who will not pay attention to the video game instructions and get lost and confused, and spend a lot of time squealing over the fact that they're bad at the game or that the game is too hard. And I'll own I've not experienced any of this for myself. It could be that it's a streaming thing. I don't watch a lot of streaming. Unfortunately, being Australian, most streamers tend to stream during my workday, so I don't get to watch much. Oh, that is so cool. Sorry, just give me a minute to admire my own watering can. Don't know why I'm watering these. I could just be plucking them. Okay, you're ready. Um, so I don't get to see that aspect of it. And is that a big thing? Does that happen a lot? It's just, again, it's hit me just how diverse this community is, and its followers. And I actually think that's kind of cool, even though I don't technically count myself as a part of said community. I'm just rambling again, I'm sorry. It's been a day of thinking. Mellow Blues! Can I not? Oh, it must be a different rank. And some more turnips. You guys weren't ready a second ago. Were you just a different rank to the ones I was plucking? Sorry, I'm filled with thoughts about this now. Now, what makes a cozy gamer? What makes a good cozy gaming channel? What makes a good gaming channel? And to me, I like to watch YouTubers who are passionate about the games that they're playing. They don't necessarily have to be the best at them. And I do tend to watching people play games that I'm already incredibly familiar with for Let's Play purposes. And mostly it's so that I can get a different point of view, because no two gamers will play the game exactly the same way. So I get a different perspective. I might get to see dialogue or interactions that I wouldn't see on my normal playthroughs. So unfortunately, with a lot of the way my brain works, hello, Devil Child, is I will find what my brain tells me is the perfect way to play a game, and I'll stick with it. I find it very, very hard to deviate once I've determined what I believe to be the perfect route, the perfect party setup, the perfect way through the game. And I actually get anxious if I try and go outside of it. There are several games, at least one of which I'm wanting to play on channel, where there's sort of a good versus bad run. Or I think of it as a good versus tragic run through. And I cannot bring myself to play the tragedy runs because it goes against how I would normally do things. And on these tragedy runs, it normally means that a major NPC or companion will die. Um, that you could have avoided if you just done this one other thing. And to deliberately not do the one other thing is just it's mentally painful to me. So watching a let's play of a game like that, for particularly for people who have never played the game before, where they're going in with no experience of the game, and getting to see them make all the choices that I just cannot bring myself to make is absolutely fascinating and must be incredibly frustrating to anybody who's in the room with me at the time because I'll argue with the player. And I'm generally watching this as a video, not as a live stream. As I sometimes get a bit bitter about live streaming, and it definitely has its place and its purpose in the community. It, given that I am Australian, most live streamers in most of my communities are from the Northern Hemisphere, um, which generally means that they are streaming while I'm at work. And I know there is one streamer who I listen to quite a bit. He's a shiny hunter for Pokemon. Um, he's quite entertaining. I very much like his work. But he starts streaming like 4 o'clock in the afternoon for him, which is 7 a.m. for me. So I'll jump in and I'll put my like on the stream and I'll plug in to watch, but I don't log into YouTube or other services on my work computer. So I can listen to what he's doing, but I can't participate as part of the community. And because I'm working and doing other things at the same time, these streamers spend a lot of time talking to their chat, which is a huge part of what live streaming gives us that videos doesn't, and that's the capacity to interact and to have that community build up between the creator and the chat group or the audience. And because I'm listening to it, I'm not actively watching it, I can't see what the chat is saying. I can't see what's going on there. So now I'm listening to half a conversation where the streamer is, oh, yeah, that's a really good point. I hadn't thought of that. Or, no, my favourite Pokemon is Lugia. Or, um, no, chat, we're not getting divorced this week, depending on who I'm listening to. And I'm missing out on a large amount of the interaction of the content because I can't participate while I'm working. I can't join in on that level. It's one of the reasons why, and I've given a bit of thought to live streaming periodically. Maybe not gameplay, maybe not like my let's play stuff, but how much space do I have in my bag actually? Oh yeah, I've got space for a few fish. But you know, getting it out there and having a chance to interact with you all a bit more directly. But again, I would need to start live streaming at like 7 a.m. to be doing an afternoon stream on the West Coast the day before in the US, or the East Coast, I get them confused. Um, or, you know, starting in the middle of the night for me in order to get a daytime stream going in the UK. And A, that seems like a lot of work. And if I were to stream in hours that are natural to me, like if I were to start a live stream right now, three-quarters of my audience would be asleep, and the rest would, you know, potentially be working in whatever shift they're in and would not be able to participate and would get left out of that loop. Oh, it really does worry me that by joining in on that, I would actually be cutting out a part of my community. It's not what I want to do. There's also the whole I hate having my picture taken, I'm scared of cameras, and this fish is just teasing me. I don't even own a webcam, so you're not seeing me on screen anytime soon. I definitely don't have a cozy aesthetic or a softly vibe going on. My room is largely dark and filled with dark furniture, and that's how I like it. That's what we like here. And I know that I'm just rabbiting on, and I'm sorry for that, but it's been in my head for a bit. I feel like Let's Play videos still fill a niche that you can't quite get with a live stream. Live streaming definitely fills many niches. Um, it's a popular service for a reason, and I don't in any way, shape, or form deny that. And it's just, I don't think it works for everything. And I don't think we should be trying to force it to work for everything. And I think that's where some of those comments in the thread were really coming in. It was, you know, people who are focusing so much on chat that they're not paying attention to tutorials, they're flicking through prompts, they're not owning their errors, and then they're getting frustrated when they can't make the game go the way they want it to, or they can't do A, B, or C because, you know, they weren't paying attention to how to do A, B, and C. And it's really fascinating to see what people think makes good cozy gaming content and what doesn't. There were some universal call-outs. As I said, Queen Iona, we all salute you. You are our cozy gaming goddess. I understand she recently got to 100,000 subs, and good on her. She does amazing work. But a lot of other channels that got called out that I personally find quite aggravating because they do the super softly voice, and clearly there's a want for that in the community. Why is that not going? Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. That's why that's not going. Ronan, pay attention to what your thumbs are doing, please. I can't tell if Bree is blocking an empty. Did I just milk Bree? Or did I milk Belinda? Clearly, I should be paying attention to what I'm playing and not to what I'm rambling about. Oh well, if I end up double milking somebody, they'll just get cranky at me. That'll be fine. It's so late. Must go faster. Belinda, did I already milk you or did I milk Bree? There we go. It was Bree. We're all good now. And anyone who's been around this channel for more than a second knows that I'm not a softly girl. I'm not going to sit here and talk at you like I'm presenting at my first cotillion, where I dare not voice an opinion lest those around me think me wild and uncouth. And I can assure you I'm not sitting here with a giant mug of coffee, and nothing I'm utilising has cat's ears attached to it. I will own to occasionally wearing fluffy sweaters in the form of hoodies when it's cold, at which point I personally believe I become the human embodiment of a teddy bear. It's very much how I feel with it, but that's okay. That's what we like. Well, that's what I like. And most of the time I'm just in track pants and a t-shirt, so no careful, soft aesthetic jumpers. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just the fact that we've developed a cozy gaming aesthetic that bothers me. And I've always considered gamers to be an incredibly diverse range of folk. You couldn't necessarily pick them out of a crowd on the street. You couldn't necessarily, unless they're in cosplay, can't necessarily go, oh, you're the kind of gamer who plays beat 'em ups or shoot 'em ups or role-playing games or whatever it might be. It was just half the fun was the discovery. That you didn't fly a flag to the games you played, you just played the games. And I say this as somebody who actively started conversing with my partner because he noticed that I had Pokemon related paraphernalia on my desk at work, and decided that that meant I probably knew what I was talking about and he could ask me for help with something. So I do understand that sometimes flying your gamer flag has some benefits, but also it seems, I don't know, just the idea that there is a specific way I should dress or a specific way I should decorate my space or... Night, Matt. Why do you have to get up early? You do nothing all day. You go to the cafe once a week. I spend more time working than you do. Look, our daughter stays up later than you do. I think you're going to be excellent at growing plants. Why are your arms perpetually crossed right now? I don't know. It really gets under my skin that there's this way I should be. Oh! The barn expansion! I completely forgot that we did that. It's been a goal for so long and I forgot. Oh wow, that's huge. I'd completely forgotten. I've been so caught up in this ramble in my skull that... Oh, it's going to take even longer to chase everybody down now. Ah. Alright. Assuming Roger gets everybody pregnant, that's 3, which leaves us 5 spaces, which should be enough for the goat and cow. We've just got to get the money together before Roger really gets ornery. You can only do 2 at a time, so that's going to give us some more elbow room. That is way cool though. I had completely forgotten about that, and I am sorry if I'm bothering anybody with the blabbling about what's on my brain. I'll try and keep it to a minimum. Oh, that's right, I was going to make you something nice, wasn't I, Matt? I should do that. Hey! I'm glad. I should give you stuff too. What day is it? It is the 10th of summer. Ah, that looks fantastic. It's going to take me an extra 2 hours to take care of all our critters now because they're going to be all over the place. Hopefully they'll stick mostly close to their food trays. And I also figure with the rambling, and there's only so many times you guys can hear, I am going to shear my sheep today. And I figure a lot of you are probably watching a lot of content. Or at least some other content in relate. I really hope that you're not just watching me. There are so many better Let's Players out there than me. Yeah, no. Make sure you're watching other people, folks. Get you a better perspective. And you've probably heard everybody talking about how they're going to plant their crops and tend their animals and what their long-term plans are for the farm. And whilst it is really, really good to get that variation in gameplay and to see those ways to do things that maybe you wouldn't have thought of doing them, or the order in which we do things might be different, or people may comment more on the gameplay style or the graphic style, or... it's not all about the visuals. As long as the visuals fit the game, not everything in a game should be optical. We should have fun just playing the game. And I will own, at the moment, balancing 3 separate games with 3 separate control structures is really starting to cross my eyeballs. Because every one of these games has a different button layout for actions and activities. And it's a lot. If I was playing them one at a time, yeah, okay, no problem. But I sit down and record each of these episodes a few hours before they go live. So I record, after this I'll do my editing, my audio tweaking, that sort of thing. I'll create my thumbnail, I'll set the upload, and then I'll move on with the rest of my day. So I'm literally playing 3 different games, one day at a time. Wait, you guys do this to me all the time. Belinda, did you just sit in the thing that I want to fill? You did. You know what? I'm kicking you all out. Outside. And lost my train of thought. That's okay. It's probably a good thing. You guys are probably all sick of listening to me by now. Do you mind, Quackers? Something perspective. Oh, that's right, the different controls is what I was rambling about. And I do find that for my first couple of minutes in each game, I'm now struggling to remember what button does which. And I know that I've been complaining about that a lot while I've been playing. But it really does take a few minutes for the hands to adjust to, oh, that's right, I'm playing Winds of Anthos now, so everything is the A button. Or I'm playing this, where everything is done with the Y key, and the map is on the minus instead of the dock pad, which is on the minus in Winds of Anthos. And I don't use B to put things in my bag in this one. Wait, I use B in this one, but I use X to do it in Rune Factory. See, I just hit the Rune Factory key. So it is a bit of a challenge, and I'm going to own, I'm probably not going to do 3 games again at any point in the future. It is a lot to chop and change between, and it just gets to be very chaotic in my head. I've also been thinking I might do something that's not directly a farming sim when I'm finished with these 3. I'm not 100% sure what yet, but I might do something that's just a little bit different, just to keep it fresh for myself and for you wonderful folk who all choose to join me here. Because I want to make sure that everybody's getting a bit of fun, yeah? That everyone's enjoying what's going on. But at the same time, I do this, at least in part, so that I can finish games. So I want to be playing games that I would like to finish. In short, I have no idea what I'm planning to do next. If you've got any suggestions for me, feel free to leave them below. It's going to be a while before we get to that point, but just based on the sheer amount of game I still have left in the 3 I'm currently playing. But yeah, if there's anything you would like to see me play or hear me ramble about, then you'll know how to contact me. I would also like to thank everybody who has been contributing. There's definitely been an uptick in people stopping to provide me with advice and suggestions on what I can do better or how to do things differently or how to cope with the horror of the fishing mechanic. Also, a few people very surprised by my horror at fishing. We got all the flowers from up here, so basically we're back down to fishing again today. Are any of the indicative fishing critters out? Chihuahua's not here. Alternately, if you think that I babble too much while I play, let me know. I can shut up. I'm very, very good at that. But I think it might have even been during my first Let's Plays for One World, where somebody mentioned that I didn't talk enough and I should talk more. Hey, Gary. And I guess, because I do want to unlock the silver fishing rod. Hopefully by Van's next visit. Is the turtle out? Alright, so we've got no critters. Oh, no, turtle's out. We're fishing here for today. Sorry, the tortoise, if I'm going to be correct. We're fishing in this pond. while I try and collect my thoughts, try and unpack everything that's going through the noggin. I know that a lot of people play these styles of games to calm down, to settle down, so they've got something patterned, something routine, and something they don't necessarily, that is a very big catfish, need to give their whole mind to. So they can be watching TV or listening to a podcast or listening to a Let's Play on YouTube, maybe. Sorry, had to do it. While they're playing, they could be having a chat with family or friends or whatever it might be. It, for me, a lot of it is I also get that I don't need to think with my whole brain about this game. But in my case, that lets my brain run off on tangents and process things in a way that maybe not best while I'm trying to record myself. I do actually do a lot to tamp down my stream of consciousness while I'm recording, except for recently where I've been blurbling quite a bit. And you know what? Sometimes it's gonna happen. Sometimes you just gotta let the thoughts out, or they gang up on you and attack you in your sleep, and you don't want that. Nobody wants to be dreaming about what makes a good YouTuber. And hey, at least if I'm rambling about random things, I'm not complaining about the fishing mechanic for the 18th billionth time. Do I keep wearing this outfit for all of autumn, or do I take it off at the end of actual October? Go back to something regular. I've kind of gotten used to the pumpkin pants at this point. And not a very large fishy. Should I cook these or just sell them? And I really do like the black and purple striped leggings. I really wish I could build my own outfits. In real life, my idea of high fashion is a pair of track pants and a singlet. Very, trucker aesthetic. But for my characters, well, yeah, I want them to stand out. And my characters truly can say that they are the main character in their lives. Hmm. There are no more fishies. Oh no, there's a tiny silhouette there. So with the way the shadows are flickering around, I'm struggling to see it. Huh. This is an enclosed body of water. Where do all these fish come from? And given how many I've caught, I'd have to be doing some damage to the population. Does the tortoise bring them in, maybe? The tortoise is secretly restocking the pond for my fishing purposes. Because nobody else in the town seems to own a rod, so... Which is... It is Gary in the DS games who gives you the fishing rod, isn't it? Um, he talks about how much he loves fishing. He hasn't done that at all in this one. Gets a little bit fun to keep track of because, particularly in the early games, they recycled a lot of the characters over and over again, but then they gave them different traits. Even though the costume and design was almost identical, the names were the same. A lot of the personality stayed the same, but suddenly they all had different occupations and occasionally they'd change interests. So in this, Gary is clearly just a retiree who is enjoying his last days. I hope they're not his last. If I lose Gary after losing Nina, I may just retire this game. There's only so much I can handle, man. Only so much. But I'm fairly sure that it's Harvest Moon DS. And I think at that point his name is actually Galen. But it's the same design. It's the hunch. Oh, it's raining. I've got to go put the animals away. The hunch, the hairnet, the balding a bit. So I also think the doctor in this has a different name in the DS games. Catches fish and go put our critters away. Come on, fishy. And if you go visit him on a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday morning and talk to him, he'll give you a free fishing pole. But in this, I've not seen him talk about fishing. He's not hinted at enjoying fishing. There's absolutely no commentary on it. It's very odd. It's an odd choice. Nuts may exceed people. I'm going to call Natsume on that because they would have localized the original version of this, and they would have been the localizers for Harvest Moon DS. They would have been the Western production company because it was before the split. And brie. And butters. I'm just going to milk your foreleg. Butters in a pretty good mood. For some reason, I am showing Joker the brush. I'm glad I caught that just in time. Whose feed trough is that? Snuggle for Farron. Sherry's in a good mood. Babs is full of energy. Roger's happy and healthy. A huge thank you to everybody for putting up with my random babbling. You are all amazing. And I do hope that everybody has had a wonderful day and that you all have weird chains of thought that keep you entertained, if somewhat perplexed, for hours at a time. Sometimes I think just being able to ramble on about game theory or life theory, it's a huge part of why I'm a gamer. It gives you a connection, it helps you build a community a bit, and it just really does help clear your brain out. I think that's something we all need every now and then. It's just a chance to unclog the mental pathways. Particularly as we're closing up our days. I think I'm an egg short today. You know what? That is perfectly alright, but I do want to put away and fertilized eggs. I'll put the plain ones in the other fridge. You can go there. The A-grade melons can go in that one. Yeah, everything else will go in the The main fridge. Huh, I think it just started raining outside my real life house too. That's kind of cool. I love it when things synergize like that. Oh yeah, there it is. Minus doesn't sort anything in this game, Ronan. Actually, just before I do go to bed, oh, our daughter only just came home. What are you doing out so late, Missy? You're like 5 years old. I hope Mr. Puy gets to go to Cocoa Island real soon. Oh, but if he does, then I probably won't see him again, huh? I feel I 100% understand that, Silver. Alright, so I think we are going to call that an episode again. Thank you for tolerating my random rambling in today's episode of Ronan Lets It All Hang Out. Next time we will be starting our third autumn, so that means that we're going to be doing a lot of planting, we're going to be doing a lot of arranging, and we'll see how it all takes us. But until next time, this is RononTyr signing off, and I will catch you in the next one.